The question what we are going to discuss now is the most important question. It's told in the problem that a square each of side 2 lies above the x-axis. We'll try to draw a proper sketch so that we get to understand this problem. And one of its vertex lies at the origin. A square of side 2, right? A square of side 2 units. So let's call this is the side 2 units. This is side 2 units. And ultimately we'll try to draw one square properly. Well, one square we'll try to draw properly. This is like this, this is like this, and this is like this. Do you get it? Yes. So this is the angle 30 degree. So this is O, this is A, this is B, this is C. And what is this? This is nothing but 2 root 2. This is nothing but 2 root 2. This is nothing but 2 root 2. Do you follow? B, C, D. So this is also nothing but 2, this is also nothing but 2, this is also nothing but 2. So this part is also 2, correct or not? 2 root 2. Okay, is making an angle of 30 degree. So now it's told in the problem, if one of the sides passes through the origin makes an angle of 30 degree with the positive direction of x-axis, then the sum of coordinates of the square, x coordinates of the square, which means, let me consider this point as x1, y1. This point I'll consider it as x2, y2. This point I'll consider it as x3, y3. And this point I'll consider it as x4, y4. Is it okay? Now, basically you see here, what is the relation between the diagonal and side of the square? We know that the diagonal of the square, that is equal to root 2 times side, right? That's why I've written root 2 times the side, that is equal to 2 root 2. That is what I've written here, diagonal. So we know that the angle between the two sides of a square is 90 degree. So this angle is 90 degree, and the angle between the diagonal and any one side of the square is 45 degree. So answer to the question 90, 30, 120, 120, this angle will be equal to how much? 60 degree, correct or not? So now can you tell me, see here, you drop this perpendicular like this, you drop this perpendicular like this, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. So can you tell me what is this answer for? Cos theta, cos of 30 degree, that is equal to, cos of 30 degree is nothing but, this part is nothing but x1, correct? This part is x1, this part is nothing but y1. Do you get it? y1. Cos 30 is x1 divided by 2. Cos 30 is sin 60. Root 3 divided by 2 is equal to x1 divided by 2. So what is the value of x1 is equal to root 3. I'm not bothered of the other y1 part. I'm just bothered of this part. y1 I'm not bothered, correct? Because question is asking for sum of x coordinates of the point. Similarly, if you basically consider this point now, x2, if you consider this point, so I can say cos of 75 degree, that is equal to x2 divided by 2 root 2, correct? What is the value of cos 75 degree? Cos 75 degree can be written as a cos of 45 degree plus 30 degree, correct? Cos A plus B can be written as a cos A, cos B, cos A, cos B minus sin A, sin B, correct? Sin A, sin B. So what is the answer that we get? Cos 45 is 1 by root 2, cos 30 is sin 60, root 3 by 2, minus of 1 by root 2 into sin 30 is 1 by 2. So your answer to the question will be root 3 minus 1 divided by 2 root 2. So your answer will be here root 3 minus 1 divided by 2 root 2, that is equal to x2 divided by 2 root 2. So your value for x2 will be equal to root 3 minus 1. Your value for x2 will be equal to root 3 minus 1. So now if you basically consider this part, see here 90 degree plus 30 degree, so x3 that is equal to, or x3 divided by 2, that is equal to cos of, you can consider this as minus 60 also. Cos of minus 60 can be written as cos of, you can consider this as a cos of minus 60 degree, or you can consider this to be directly cos of 120 degree, correct or not? Cos of 180 minus 60 is cos 120, negative only answer. It is in the second quadrant now. So what will be the answer that we get? To cos of 120 is nothing but minus half. That is equal to x3 divided by 2. So your value of x3 will be equal to minus 1. Now question is asking you to calculate the sum of x coordinates of the point, which means x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 will be equal to, x1 value will be how much? x1. Your value of x1 will be equal to root 3. Your value of x2 will be equal to root 3 minus 1. Your value of x3 will be equal to minus 1, and x4 will be equal to 0. So your answer to the question will be 2 root 3 minus 2, which is nothing but 2 times root 3 minus 1. Anything that you see in the answer and in the option will be the answer to the question. Very, very important question this is.